Hello! Hey everyone. I have something. I have a project. I have a project. I have a project to work on. I have to do this immediately, or else I'll lose my mind. The reason why is because I have a video ready, and I want to start on potentially another video soon, and I want to be I want to be able to I could probably start the next video whenever. That video is done. This video is done. I just need to work on the thumbnail for it. Wow, that didn't occur to me. I probably could start that next video sooner. I look into that. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. I have an idea for today. We got to work on a thumbnail, and we're gonna do that. And I have some ideas. And if I'm envisioning the process, we might be able to get it done today. If it doesn't do that, I will get it done by next week. I definitely am in that point of my life that I'm like, work-wise, it should not take me much longer to work on this thing, hopefully. And the reason why I phrase it like that is because it is actually a video that I started about 5 months ago, thinking it would only take me like a couple weeks to make, and then my life has been actually too disruptive to work on it, to be honest. Both for better and for worse. Like, dude, that video was really hard to finish because the very little spare time I had left to even work on that video was so sparse that I was like, I already am completely cluster fucked to be able to work on it. So I did finally get the video done. It just needs a thumbnail. And to do that, I have an idea on how we're going to do that. But to start off, we need to start with a sketch. We need to start with a sketch. We're gonna go with fine. We're gonna try this fine grain. I'm gonna go light. Finer. That's good. Then go with about third hardness. Yeah, that's good enough. And the idea I have, this is a Helldivers video, so I need a Helldivers hat. Need a Helldivers hat. I like doing a lot of homage, right? Like, I like using other kind of like poses of reference for my work. Like, I think that's pretty normal. I think a lot of people do that, actually. So what I would like to do is I would like to make something based on a picture that I rather like, and then go from there. I think this will still be simpler overall. This isn't going to be as complicated as the last few. Like I said, this is like more want to get this done. Um, but like good. I want to get it done, but like, good. And it has references in the video to the thing, so I might as well use it for direct inspiration. Which is kind of what I did with the last one, too. I mean, a lot of the inspiration for the last video, the last Helldivers video I did, was directly inspired by things like the music that I used and Jinro, Wolf Brigade, and this one has one or two Patlabor references, so I'm going to use a Patlabor reference. That would mean that I'm 2 for 2 for utilizing this man's work as direct inspiration for my own, but that's just because he does really good work, honestly. Honestly, he just does really good work, though, so I can't really feel at fault too much of utilizing something that he's generally speaking just like good inspiration, I would say. And the way that that is tilted, not like that. I think that. I want... trying to think of how the chin is go, because the picture that I'm using has the chin here, and normally, I'm trying to think if it would... You wouldn't see the bottom. I don't think you would see the bottom. But it would be more up, more up. It'd be more up. That would be more like that. Then this would maybe be flatter, I would think. This, that. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get this to really capture that feeling of like them kind of the camera, the or the angle or whatever the viewpoint is a little bit down. It's a little bit down from current viewpoint. I also think I have this. Look that up. Look at all the different helmets. Let me see all the different helmets. Armors. Here we go. Helmets. I don't even know what it's called is the problem. Here we go. Champion. So yeah, this definitely needs to have a little bit more exaggeration of that. And given the way that it's shaped, like that, up like that. Visor goes out like that. There should be a decent amount of space there. And this, right there, maybe. This is the tough part for me, is trying to figure out exactly where some of this goes. Like that. But I feel like I'm getting much more cognizant of like how to like find and place this kind of stuff. So that way I can. And this is the sketch. So I'm definitely going to get the sketch done today, that's for certain. Just need to focus on making sure things are the right shape, right spot. I want to really emphasize that there's a little bit of up. There's a little bit of up to the head. That's what I'm really trying to emphasize with this. is that the head is tilted up a little bit, just like a little bit. Might have to open up. I might have to open up Helldivers. Might have to open up Helldivers. We'll see. I don't think I will need to because I'm using references online, but I might have to open up Helldivers if I can't if these references aren't good enough. But they seem to be good enough, actually. Need medium armor. It's actually a really good resource. That's a shitty picture though. Why is that picture so bad? Why is that picture so bad? Now if it's I need to focus on. Gotta work with planes, right? Gotta focus on what the shapes would be for this armor to work. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. This up here. And again, this is just the sketch. Like, I'm going to go over this. There we go. God, I gotta remember the name of the planet I was on. I don't even remember it. And I want to try a couple of different things. We might do some pretty heavy shadows, is what we might do. I want it to like kind of I want it to be stylized. I want it to pop out a little bit. I want it to be just like a little bit more than there we go. Centered. That's center. Oops. Perfect. I need to go back. We're gonna look at that hat again. Helmets. Got like that. Gotta remember, it's got shit like that. Look at me getting better at stuff like this. Look at me getting better at stuff like this. I feel like this is stuff that I've struggled with in the past. Actually, I feel like this is stuff that I've had to take a lot of time to figure out. Actually, stuff is not easy. And in that, make this, is this rubber? Not the rubber eraser. A very, very nice sketch, honestly. I feel like the sketch is coming along very, very nicely, actually. Very quickly. That's what I was wanting, is I just wanted the sketch to go pretty quick. I did not want to deliberate on it too much. Today is definitely going to be sketch finished and started. That is the goal, is I want to finish the sketch and start doing line work immediately, as soon as I feel confident on it. Surface. I want to fill up that background a little bit. No, I don't want that. I don't necessarily want that. I want it to have a background of some kind. And the problem is if I want it to have a background like this, definitely want something like this. And then these are going to be silhouetted pretty harshly. And then it's going to be something like this. Yeah, just a sketch. I just need to focus on getting them in there. Because really this should be a silhouette. This is not going to be well defined enough for it to matter. So actually this, because this will be silhouetted out. We're looking at something like this. So I really want to. I really want an exaggerated drop shadow is what I want. Got that. That. This should be darker. This will be darker than that. Give it the squid face. Gotta give the squid face. And again, I have to remember, I want the silhouette of it, so it's not going to have I don't need to do that much detail. I don't need to do that much detail. I might do, like, glowing eyes and stuff, but that would be it. Like, the most of it is silhouetted. Damn, son, look at that sketch. That sketch came together quite nicely. Damn, son, look at that sketch. It came together quite nicely. Ain't that just the way? Figure out how to do this kind of stuff. I banged it out. Banged it right out. No time. Go back and look at that reference for a second. But this is the idea, right? This is what I'm going for. Darkness. You guys can see it. I always get the idea. I always get the impression that for whatever reason, and I don't know why it's this way, but I feel like a lot of times it looks a lot lighter. It looks a lot lighter on the stream than it actually is. Like, I can see what's going on, but I actually don't know if you guys can. Go to that armor real fast. I'm making really good progress, though. I'm making really, 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 really good progress, though, actually. Actually, very good. Actually, very good. Yeah. And there's like a little lip here. Like that. Again, I want to maintain. It's that same head tilt is what I'm going for. I forgot to. You know what? I'm gonna do that really fast because I forgot to do it. I was gonna do that last night. Sorry. You need this. You need to stop, young man. You're getting obnoxious now. You're getting a little bit extra. And as much as I appreciate the support, I really, really do. I don't need you to be spamming my chat every 5 seconds. I really don't need you to. Widgets, alerts, counts, promote. Missions membership. I made such good progress. I'm like, okay, I need to turn this off. Cause it's just, I don't, that's not exactly what I wanted to do, right? Like, I want you guys to know that I have one, but I don't want to be like, it's here all the time. Like, it should really only appear when necessary. And I remember seeing an option. Maybe it was under stream. Those are the alerts. Why not fun? Settings, settings, settings. Oh, I'm in settings. Okay, that's fine. I appreciate that you want. I want to tell people about my stream too, but I don't want to constantly having it appear. It feels a little obnoxious. It does. And that's not what I want. I don't want it to be distracting. I don't want it to be invasive. I don't actually want it to be invasive, is the thing. Why can't I find this now? I was like, it'll take me 2 seconds. It's taking a lot longer than seconds. Egg. Egg. Okay, we're gonna read. We're gonna read. Nope, that didn't do that. Commission. Yep. Inspirations, videos, support links. Use budgets and widgets. I thought I checked that. Maybe not. Here we Discord, stream alerts, Twitch chat. Here we go. Here we go. I just needed to calm down. I just really needed to calm down. Like I don't need it to appear that frequently. It's a little much. Chat. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Timed messages in chat. Show how often. Oh, I'm just gonna make it the max for now. I don't want it to like go away necessarily, but it also it does feel like in poor taste, right? Like I'm like 50-50 on just being like don't even show it at all. Just don't even show it at all. So we'll see. Hopefully 90 minutes will be better. I set it to the max. It's a little shitty that you can't change. What I was hoping is the thing that Nightbot does. That's really nice, which I might just make a Nightbot. I might just make it a Nightbot reminder or append it to whatever the like support the boy whatever thing is Nightbot only does the timer if people are talking. That's actually kind of nice because again, I want it to be like be able to tell people who are here, you know, and it shows like activity, but I don't want it to artificially conflate activity, right? Like I don't want to make it seem like, oh, it's just the bot it's just a bot. That's just a bot in my chat. And bot spam anywhere is not okay. No matter what. Like it's not acceptable. I don't want bot spam no matter what. For resolution. That's not what. That's not what I wanted. Images. There we go. I just want a higher res one. Why are the resolutions on so bad? That's better. Like this area is kind of awkward, actually. There we go. It needs to V down. Then this. It goes up like that. Also has just like a little bit of curve. And this is why I haven't done a sketch like this in a while. This is why sketching is actually kind of nice. Why I like sketching, actually. It's just really nice, really satisfying to see something come together this quickly. It's just like, ooh, that's nice. We'll see how I handle the actual visor, because I have some ideas on that. I might make it fancier. You might get a little bit of a gradient in there. We'll see. Depends on how the rest of this goes, actually. All I need is the helmet, which is much easier to see. That why is the helmet such a better resolution? I can even zoom. Oh wait, I can't zoom on it. But the helmet on this website has a better resolution than the fucking armor does. So I was like, do I need to really open up Helldivers? I shouldn't have to open Helldivers. I shouldn't have to. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't need to. Might flip it and just... So here's what we're going to try. We're going to try flipping it. Right? Now... Going from the other direction. Like a little. For some reason, my hand body is having a hard time drawing that side. Just like a little bit. I mean, it really doesn't matter. This is a symmetrical piece, so... Honestly, I could just be like, fuck it, it's this direction now. Certainly would make thing much more symmetrical. I don't think it needs to be perfectly symmetrical, but it definitely needs to be more symmetrical. I think it definitely needs to be a little bit more symmetrical. Something like that, maybe. Got the hat right. I got the hat shape right. That's definitely correct. That's like perfect. This right here is like perfect right now. Like exactly what I want it to be. I want that to have some curve to it. This to have some curve to it. Study. You also sometimes have to study your own work to be like, what worked, what didn't. I will say symmetricality is something that I'm still very, like, not great at when it comes to stuff like this, so I have to be a little bit more my game. But it's coming along. It looks right. It definitely looks correct. That want it the curve. I really want it to keep the curve that it's got, actually. Is what I'm going for here. Look. Oh, there we go. Much. Yeah. It's a jump scare. It's like, oh no, that's not what I want. Yeah. I want it to be. Takes up the whole. It takes up the whole frame, definitely. That goes without saying. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That looks good. That looks actually quite good. That's exactly what I'm going for. This is not quite centered. Okay. Got attention to where the things go. Gotta pay attention to where the things go. It is the tough part. Want to try to find when you're working with a lot of symmetricality, you gotta try to find the points in which you can keep things symmetrical, which I think is difficult. I think that's one of the hard things for me, anyways, when it comes to finding this kind of symmetricality. I want that arch to be, yeah, a little bit more like that. A little bit more like a little bit farther up. Gotta think this is gonna be kind of like lower. Gonna have a little bit more lip. I should do more blind drawing, honestly. I always kind of neglected blind drawing because it was stressful and I wasn't very good at it. So, to be fair, it's really difficult. Blind drawing is really difficult. It's not easy to do, but it would be helpful in cases like this. Be able to be like, need to be able to I need to be able to kind of like match the opposite side without looking at it to make it more symmetrical. Which I think this is about as symmetrical as I'm gonna get at my current skill level. I think this is this is acceptably symmetrical. I think this is acceptably symmetrical, is what I would say. Which is kind of one of the things that I struggle with, is symmetricality. I think symmetricality is very, very difficult sometimes. But that does give you the look that I'm going for. This is actually the look that I'm going for. Almost exactly. Okay. That's good. Bump there. Here. This is how this is where cape actually connects, is what that is. I'm gonna do some rough colors. Like that. I'm feeling pretty good about this sketch. I'm actually feeling really, really good about this sketch, actually. This sketch, I think, is working out really, really well. This is about what I wanted. Um, I think this is where this is what I was envisioning it to look like, at least, which is always good. That's a good place to be. This kind of like almost like pre-planning sketching thing is just something I want to do more anyways. And then so for the face, so this is in oh, here's something interesting that I missed. First off, this has a bit of a curve to it. That, right? I gotta make sure to get that in there. I gotta make sure to get that in there. Like a goldenrod color. Yeah. Something like that. Just something like that. something just to give it a little bit more flair and flavor. We're going to slight. Oh, go fine again. Want to keep this fine. Again, this is just the sketch. And I want I want a color. I want like a darker color to be a consistent shadow color. Consistent shadow color. Like this. Maybe something like this. Again, the goal, I want the effect. This is so this is going to be foreground. Got middle ground, and then I'll do highlights. That might be too dark, actually. That or the color's just not coming in well enough, which could also be the case. But I want it to be... I do want it to be darker. I do want it to be darker no matter what. Try something else. We're going to try something else. You got to try things. Sometimes you just got to try things. This is why it's the sketch part. Right? Here we go. There we go. That gets the idea across. The idea I want, maybe it is just a white outline. White. Do white all the way around. Then I can make it any color I want. Make it blue, I can make it white, make it whatever I need. Because I want it to glow. I want there to be a glow, almost. What I prefer is like everything else, like in here, to be darker color, but that's the idea. Like that. Something like that. I definitely wanted to emphasize the helmet and the head. That is what I want. And I want it to be darker. I want it to be darker on the top is definitely what I want. I'm probably gonna have to experiment with this a little bit. I have no idea what would work best, actually. I really want to give it a little bit more depth more than anything else. That's the goal. It's like I want the front to be like more enshrouded, maybe. Or maybe I want it to light up the front. Yeah, actually, depends on how I want the lighting to go is the problem. If I want the lighting to go lighter, then it needs to be lighter this way. And I'll be working with mats. The thing is I'll be working with vectors. The plan is to make this in vectors, actually. I'm not going to be using this. This is just test. This is just test. Gotta play around in the space sometimes. That's how you figure this kind of stuff out. Sometimes you gotta play in the space for a bit. I'm definitely much more deterministic on where I actually want to put things, which helps a bunch. That helps a lot, actually. I think what I want is I want background silhouettes. So I want these to definitely be background silhouettes. That. Like that. Mm-mm. I need to go bigger. Need to go bigger. Try to get this consistent that way. There. This is definitely going out darker to lighter. That. Something like that. Something like that. You know, lighter to darker. Then these back here. These are silhouettes. So those are silhouettes in the background. That I want for certain. I want silhouettes in the background. Because this is the front. I want the front to be much more defined. That these are white, so I need to take a to actually take the color black and go really light. And the thing is I could probably take these a different way if I wanted to. Like if I wanted to, I could take that all a different way if I needed to actually. But that's kind of the premise I'm going with. That's the premise that I'm going for with this. These rocks definitely need to be darker. Going out like that. Then same thing here. I really want to give the impression that the Illuminate are just lurking. Perfect. So it'd be like that, and then the background. Probably going to be we're looking at kind of like vignetting is what I would expect. Go real big on this. Like this. Bit dark. Little bit darker going in. Bit darker going. Little bit darker. Something like that. That's kind of what I envision this piece looking like when I actually do when we do the actual line work. Like, I think this is a good starting point for everything else. Like, now we can start doing probably the line work. Honestly, this came out really good. Hey, this sketch came out pretty good. I like this sketch. This sketch feels really, really good. It was a lot of fun to do, actually. This sketch was really, really fun to do. And it took us about an hour. That's perfect timing. Because the way that I see it is now I have a couple of things I can do. I could go straight into vector. I can go straight into vector, or I can do line art. And it could go either way. Like, I could start putting in vectors right now, start putting in just colors, and essentially doing a stylistic painting. Or I could go for line art. It could go either way. It really could. My butts with this area a little bit more. It's kind of I think what we do, though, anything else. Hey. There's a couple different things I could do here. I'm being indecisive a little bit. Being a little indecisive. So definitely the background, I don't want hard lines. The foreground, I definitely want maybe some hard lines. If I decide to do hard lines in the foreground, the only thing that's going to be we have any line work is going to be the foreground. The background should not really have much of anything as far as like line work. That should all just be colors. That should all just be colors because they're all silhouettes. That I want to make sure to maintain. But the foreground, if it needs more definition, which it might, I might do more definition in the foreground. I would want it to have more definitive lines. I do really like how this looks, by the way. It looks good. It honestly looks really good. This lighter. It's the ever red. I remember it being a red planet. I remembered it being a very, very red planet. So we're gonna put some little bit more touch of red in that skyline. And this might be the skyline might be the only part that I do like painting wise. That might be the only paint part that I do is the skyline. We'll see. Because that needs like a gradient to it, in my opinion. That would need a little bit more of a gradient. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that sketch a lot. That sketch came out really good. I gotta do more sketching. This I gotta do more of everything that I don't do. I feel like I, in particular, have a bad habit of being like every time I try something, I go, why don't I do this more? Well, I think the answer to that actually is, and if you ever feel that way, thinking about that right now, that probably isn't so much me thinking I need to do it more from the objective standpoint that I don't do it enough. It's more of probably from a place of like I don't realize that I already do that. I already do it. I don't need to do it more per se. I actually already do it and I just don't realize it. But I feel like this is going to be probably the best starting point that I'm going to get for this particular piece. And I mean, it's a good starting point. This is a really, really good starting point. I'm very happy with how this looks right now already. It's one of those moments where you look at what you did and you're just like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it though. It came out so good. I don't want to touch it. You have to touch it. You have to touch it. But you have to. You have to do the rest of the work. You can't just be like, it's good. Not good. Look, that part messed up. That part's all messed up. All this is giving me groundwork. This is giving me the base I need to be able to do the rest of the work. Mainly, I need to decide. I need to make a decision here. You gotta make a decision here. I need to decide whether or not I am going to do line art or not. That's the big thing. Is I need to decide whether or not I'm going to do line art at that at the for the foreground. Which I'm feeling a pull to do line art. I am feeling a pull to do the line art. But I need to make that decision soon. So I might start with the line art and then start vectoring in color. Like I got a little bit of flexibility there with that, but not much actually. Like a weird gold chain thing that armor has. The thing that's funny about sketching is sketching you actually want to draw the sketch out as much as possible. Because as soon as you don't have a reference, you're going to feel it. As soon as you don't have a reference at the part that you're looking at, you look at it and you go, I wished I would have drawn that. Because the reality is the sketch is there to give you everything that you're going to want to need to do that. I think actually it's going to be up a little more. At an angle, maybe? Trapezoid is biting me in the butt, I feel like. If I move the trapezoid up a little bit, that part, I might have to just leave that trapezoid the way it is. It might not perspective-wise be correct because I'm having kind of a difficult time figuring that out a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. Shape is right, position of everything else is correct. You get the right idea. The face is a little off. Like a little bit. We're gonna do. Actually need to merge everything down. Select multiple. Merge. Maybe? The reason why I'm squishing it is I'm trying to figure out how to symmetric parts of this, because some of it is not quite symmetrical. And I'm not sublimating here. I'm not priming everyone for the release of this video. What I might do is when I finish this, I will do a live viewing of the video again because I feel like that was a lot of fun last time. So if I don't finish this today, you guys want to see what the video is live, we'll do a live premiere when the thumbnail is finished. Can't say that I don't try. You gotta study. You gotta study. I think given the perspective, this needs to be a little bit, just a little bit more symmetrical. This needs to be a little bit more symmetrical, but I'm getting it there. And it's almost there, actually. It's almost at that symmetricality that I need. Ooh, I like that, actually. That looks good. I like that quite a bit. And the idea I have is the rocks are going to be the darkest, and it's going to fade back. That makes sense. That makes sense. So these should all be elevating in gradient going backwards. So the rocks will be the darkest, and then these guys the guys in the background will actually be the lightest. I think. That makes sense to me. Like they need to be that dark. This. Like one shade darker. Hope that isn't too dark, but that is what I'm going for. Because it should scale back. It should scale back like that, actually. These guys should be the lightest, and then it darkens going forward, is what I'm envisioning. That, that. Little bit darker. Yeah, something like that. So you have darker going backwards. You have the front. You have the forefront. I'm gonna try adding a little bit of shadow spots. Again, anywhere you can add that you can draw it in the sketch will help you in the final product. Always remember that. Want to, if you are doing a sketch for something, you'll actually want the sketch to have as much in it as possible because the idea is that you're studying your subject to try to get everything where you need it so that when you do the final product, all you got to do is put the things you want to keep where they go. That's what you want out of a sketch. And then, okay, so we have that kind of like red, right? We have this kind of like red here on the side. Anywhere that I have shadows on them. I want to add some blue. Little bit of blue. A little bit of blue everywhere. Help give it a little bit more. A little bit more flavor. Adding a little bit at a time. Not bad. That's looking pretty good. That's actually looking really, really good right now. Got kind of like that tannish look, and I want that tannish look. Trying to think how to get a little bit more color out of it. I want it to have a little bit more depth. And I'm thinking really want to try to work in a sort of like outer highlight is really what I want to work in. I want to work in this kind of outer highlight. That's what I want to work in. That's something that I want to do. I'm trying to figure that part out. That part's being a little bit of a butt. Merge that down, actually. To go actually back to this part. Didn't really finish this. And then I want to take this a little bit more. Find I got the right shape here, I feel like. Pay attention. I need to pay attention to what it's doing on the opposite side, too. I get the right amount of shape. Something like that. It's something like that. This is just gonna be this is just the test, guys. It's not gonna look like this. It's just gonna look something like this. And I do think this is looking quite good, actually. This right now is like really solid. I'm going for something like that. And then colors. What's tripping me up is the colors. I've been really fond recently of like a kind of like a silhouetting. And I'm trying to find a way to implement that here because a lot of what I was what I found is I can do. We're gonna try something. What I wanted to do, what I actually wanted to do, we're gonna do this. And yes, this is exactly what I want. We're gonna go thick. We're gonna go thick. Actually, and I want it to start. I want to make a line, right? I want to make a line around everything. So we're gonna go 10. I kind of made that line, right? I want it to just go around everything. taking a line around everything, right? And you'll see if I can do this correctly. Right, like that. And then we take a dark. We take this, make it big. Going to fill in this space, just all the way. Want to fill this space in all the way. If I do this correctly, the silhouetting effect is an effect that I've really become fond of recently. But I don't know if it'll work here is the problem. I'm really, really wanting it to work, but I don't know if it'll actually work. So you did that, right? Now, it looks awful, correct? Except, we do two things. You lower the opacity, and we go... Well, that just looks cool. Go darken. Nope. Overlay. See, it'll do something like that. What's funny is this will probably work better with it'd probably work better with vectors. Because the idea is that I want it to be like that a little bit, with maybe I'm gonna take off this. Mainly I want this to be largely untouched. I like the way that looks from a like grime perspective. Like I want it to look something like that, and then just layering it out, maybe. That's what I want, is I want it to just be dark kind of on top with maybe a little bit coming out. Like, trying some stuff. Like I want it to be darker in the front. I want it to be darker in the foreground, actually. But I don't want it to wash out all the colors. I'd want the colors to still be pretty distinct. Which is where I'm struggling a little. And I don't want it to wash out too much. I mean, that might just be something that once I start vectoring, it should work itself out anyways, but that's the tough part, is like that I'd have to start vectoring. Might be what I do soon. Not that. I either want it darkening outside in, or I want it darkening inside out. It has to choose I have to choose a direction for it. And that's the tough part. I think it depends on how I want the lighting to go. And I really do like the idea that the lighting is in front. I do like the idea that the lighting is more in front of him than behind him. Her, them, the person. The person is me. This is me. This is a self-portrait. I don't know if you could tell that they say that it's hard to convey humanity through a helmet, but this is supposed to be a self-portrait of me because technically I'm the one who plays the game. I think we just start going for it, honestly. Start going for it. And I think thinking about this way, we could either start, like I said, I could either just start using vectors, being more painterly, which I might try. We might try the vectors, actually. Um, yeah, why not? Let's try this. So we want to start from the backward moving forward. We want to start from the backward moving forward. What's the most backwards? It's going to be that background. So what I need is I need to start with a very light pink. Very, very light pink. Go with like that pinkish. We're going to put that in as a vector. That'll make everything a little bit pinkish. Actually, maybe a little bit more. Right. Oops. Maybe more like this. No. Lighter. No. Lighter. That's perfect. That's the amount of pink I want. Now, that's just going to be a background. We're just going to leave this as is. Don't touch it. I have an idea here. We're going to try this first, but I actually don't know if it'll work. I actually need it to be finer. The idea is that I want this to fill. I can just go down there, and then hopefully I can just paint bucket. Would you look at that? I didn't think that was gonna work. I actually did not think that was gonna work. And then layer this correctly. Something like that. Doesn't matter. It's not gonna. You're not gonna see it past that anyways. Okay. Or that. All right. Okay. Yeah. No. That works. That works exactly for what I'm going for. Yeah. 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 That works really, really well. Actually. Holy shit! I was not expecting that to work that well. There you go. Gotta work smarter, not harder. Gotta work smarter, not harder. Always gotta work smarter, not harder. And then if I needed to, I could turn those off. But I don't need to right now. That's our background. Done. Bam. Bingo bango. And then I think all we have to do now. These are super like gray. So really, I can go over with this. Here's what we do. Check this shit out. Now, go to a vector. I probably should make that the color. I need to use the color that I'm going to use that part. That's white there. White here. Draw over that. Okay. Yeah, no. Then I could do that. Okay. White like that. Oh boy. Might a little bit. That's fine. Probably. Fill that in. It's just that simple, guys. Yeah! Left a gap. Left a gap. Then... Stay. Seems like I missed some spots. Oh, that's why. That's why that's being... Fuck. I will say, the fill tool is quite nice. It just... It's tool. It's tool like anything. Once you figure out, like, its correct application, you're just like, wow, I didn't have to do it that way this entire time? Like magic. Especially when you're doing illustration. The whole point in illustration is that you're illustrating. You are trying to make something drawn out. So in order to do so, you need to actually be more focused on how something is shaped and what it does, aside, and not just the aesthetic of it. You really want to actually hone more in on the shapiness of things. Honestly, I think we do one adjustment. I'd merge this down. Go with blue. Kind of want it bigger. Kind of like that. Want it kind of like that. Work. Back to front. Back to front. Did a little bit out of order, but that's fine. Now for the head. And now for the head. Yeah. Depth here is actually pretty tough. I might just have to start like going for certain elements of it and just say screw it. I just have to do that. Still not quite as symmetrical as I wanted. That I will get with time and shape. So I think what I need to do first is I need to just get the shape. I just need to get the shape down. There we go. Something like that, right? I'm on the wrong layer anyways. Somehow I undid that. When did I undo that? Here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do That first, right? Then I don't know how this happened. Actually, this is a problem. This is a very big problem. Actually, I mean, it should be fine. Unfortunate. Must have undo. I did not remember undoing that many. Nope. Merge down. Wanted that to be on its own layer, but it's too late for regrets now. We're trying it this way. I don't know what is um inspiring me right now to do it this way, but here, might as well. Might as well. Actually, wait, what? Oh. Oh! Wait, no. Oh, wait. No, why did that happen? Why did that do that way? Why would it spill over one way, but it wouldn't spill over the other? That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna fill it in. I have an idea. Slightly darker. It's not on its own layer. Why is it doing that? That makes no sense. Really shouldn't be doing that. It's something like that shape. Something like that. Okay, now it's working. All right. So that's there now, right? So now we're gonna do layer. Like that. Gotta use my ruler. I don't actually know if it helped at all, but worth trying. That, that. Then something kind of like that. Really, I'm just trying to use that sketch as a guiding point right now to get this stuff in. Gonna be probably a little bit of sculpting. Probably gonna be a little bit, a lot of sculpting, but that's fine. Part of the work. That's part of the work. We'll see if I end up using line art or if I just stick with this. I have not decided yet. I have not actually. That's not bad. The idea is to fling it's more consistent this way. And I want to use the fill. I think I'll want to use the fill here. I just gotta make sure. Oh, Mr. Cap. Something like that. Something like that. And because I'm working in vectors, so much more of this is about consistency than what I was doing before. So I really want to make sure that what I'm working with here stays consistent. Be willing to adjust things as I go, because I'm just using them as guiding lines, essentially. At this point, I need to be shaping it to what I want it to be. Yeah. Gotta look close. You gotta look close sometimes. Gotta get in there and look real close sometimes. God, that's so tough. Gotta adjust it. Just gotta adjust it. Move it around, move it around. Nudge, nudge, nudge. A little bit at a time. To the spot that you actually want it. Why it's sculpting. It's why it's like sculpting. That does look really good, though. I like that. I like the way that this looks really, really well right now, and it definitely feels like it looks better than my last piece. This is just a simple render. It's not gonna be complicated. He said. It's a simple render. You gotta, you. Ooh. It's a simple one. Gotta get in there. Oops. It's funny, actually. No, this is a lip. Go over it. Maybe this. Like that. Or like that? Yeah, I like that. Like that. Oops. Much. Much. So I need to make sure. Actually, this might be that. This is a solid straight piece, actually. That, maybe? Shapey it, shapey it, and shapey it. A bit more. Shapey it, and shapey it, and shapey it a little bit more. Hello! I should work at Blizzard for 20 years. If that was the case, I would have started when I was 12 years old. And I agree, I'm too old for this. I should have been hired by Blizzard when I was 12 years old. You don't want to see my 12-year-old art. I'm proud of my 12-year-old art. Everybody has 12-year-old art. If you're an artist, everybody has 12-year-old art. You don't want to see my 12-year-old. I feel like my 12-year-old art isn't necessarily that bad in a like content sense, but it definitely isn't what it is now. I do think that I definitely think I'm better than I was when I was 12 years old. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to the stream, Ivan. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good time. You liked that. I hope you liked that. I have been drawing for the majority of my life. I've probably been drawing since well before I was 12 years old. That is definitely for certain. But I definitely would say I would not say that I've been drawing. I would not say that my my art 20 years ago is what I should be. So should have been drawing. So give me another 15 years and that give me another 20 years now. Like give me Blizzard hiring me 5 years 3 years ago. Give me Blizzard hiring me 3 years ago and then add 20 years. So add 17 years to now and then you can say that. And then I would agree with you. Because while I am definitely doing much better than I was, even as much as like a year ago, I would say I've only very, very recently gotten to back to a point. I would say back to. At one point, I was maybe a little bit better about this, and then I fell off because life is hard and brain is hard, and things were hard. Things are still hard, but like, manageable way. I'd actually say things are just hard in a manageable way. Um, but uh, I would say I've only recently been able to do true like render quality work again recently. I was able to do render quality work back in college, and then I really struggled to like try to like get back into that and get into that when I was freshly out of college, and then since then have kind of gone on a artistic voyage of figuring out how to do anything over the course of the last, we'll say it, the last decade since I graduated in 2015. God, it's actually been a decade. Vomit. Gross. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate that I said that. Disgusting. Absolutely don't want to think about that. It's flatten. Nope. That's the opposite of flatten. Do I do line work? I think I do line work. Because I do like where this is going so far. I really like where this is going so far. And there's just a certain point that I have to be willing to just start trying things. You need to get in there, though. Oh, wrong layer. That's why. Really, I just need to build up layers. I just need to build up layers now. I just need to build up layers. Hello, Moat! You did the opposite. You failed all uni, Steph. Went to the anti-artistic route. Got a well-paying job. Well, I mean, that is true. Though granted, my real main whoopsie is that it's not even that I feel like I got a bad degree for that. I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. Honest to God, I didn't know what I was doing. I had no life experience. I had no personal experience with anything like, and that's hard. I think it is difficult and sometimes difficult for people to remember that figuring out like what you want to do, how you want to do things, like that takes a lot of time and pressure And figuring that shit out is not easy. And the fact that they expect you to do that at the age of 18 is fucked up. That's not to say no one should go to college. If anything, if you can go to college, and if you're in the US, afford it, and if you're out of the US, can go to it, go to it, go to it. Absolutely go to college. It is worth the experience. It is worth the time experience. Not worth the fungible experience, though. If you cannot afford to do it, do not do it until you are ready. Until you are ready to go do it. And what do I mean by ready? When you find a career path that you want to delve into to that extent, when you find a way to put yourself into something that much, then go for a degree. You don't need to get into the, you know, unsavory elements of the kind of entrapment that a degree will get you in. You don't need to get into that. All you need to know is that a degree is worth it. Especially in my case, I had to make it worth it, but it is still worth it. I would not go back. I would do it again. I would do it again. Maybe differently. Well, that's anybody. Anybody could say that. Anybody can say they would do it differently. Obviously, everybody would do it differently. I'm not here to be like buyer's remorse force all the way. You know, you could live your life differently. Everybody would. Everybody would absolutely live their lives differently if they could. I would say. Why wouldn't you? The ability, the capacity to make completely different choices. Why would nobody take? Why would you not take that? Why would nobody take that? I would not believe that anybody would not be willing to make that kind of decision. I've really gotten into painting recently now, haven't I? That's so interesting. Also, hi, Moat. Welcome, Moat. I feel like as somebody who really got started doing a lot more line art, a lot more art uh, from a fine technical standpoint, I feel like I've really taken off with my painting recently. I don't know what it is. It's been in my head a lot. Is doing a lot more paint work. Community college is a thing. Taking your first year there means you're smart. It depends. But yes, I would largely agree. Again, I think part of my grievance is just like I don't know. We need at least we do here. Um, here, the USA, just need a better actual like system of like things to be able to like have people be ready to start making those decisions, and then an actual safety net for like trying to figure things out that you don't know how to figure out. Like, hot take, nobody knows work ethic when they are young. Nobody does. Nobody does. And that's okay. That's okay because actually you're trying to figure that out. You're still trying to figure that out. Like, nobody has a good work ethic when they first start anything. Like, nobody knows what they're doing either. Like, we need a little bit more of a safer environment to be able to make certain kinds of mistakes. You could argue, well, we actually have that, but I would say not. I feel like we have a major problem of like people who are in pretty bad conditions because they were not given an actual safety net to like be able to recoup and recover from decisions that they didn't realize were going to have pretty bad ramifications, I would say. Uh-huh. Yeah. Just live in Sweden. Can I move to Sweden? Will you let me move to Sweden? I'd like to move to Sweden. Oh. God. Hmm. I mean, I might need to. We'll see. You might not. You might not even. You might not let me, but I'm. You might not have a choice. Depending on certain world life events, personal events for that matter. We'll see. Something like that. Yeah. That's it. Something like that. Congratulations. Damn it. But congratulations. Really, genuinely. That's awesome. I'm happy for you, Moat. Wait, why would you lie? Who lies on the internet? Wow. Can't believe somebody would lie on betrayal. Really, I just need to gold. I'm gonna look at that hat again just in case. Yeah, I'll try that. I'm gonna try keeping side. Goal. Actually, probably do. I need to do a new layer. Really make sure that I'm getting the lines correct. I'm gonna try to do it to the best of my ability, but also I want to be a little bit less size. Did stumble over a dating site yesterday for asexuals. Nice. Well, I hope you can meet them. Meeting people is tough, but if you can. Another thing I had to figure out, it's like how to get person. Somebody who says that that shouldn't be hard, glad for them. People have a hard time figuring that out. Some people spend their whole lives. We just watched freaking Nathan Fielder continue his odyssey of trying to figure out how to interface with anything. Very good, by the way. Rehearsal part 2. Quite good. Quite good. Highly recommend the rehearsal part 2. What? We'll see. I might try doing this a couple different ways. I think this... little bit more. Because I'm trying to look at it less as like, I'm not trying to sketch. I'm actually trying to shape it. I'm trying to shape it a little bit more. Be a little bit more sculpty. Little bit more sculpty. Little bit more cognizant. Certain. And it's looking good. This looks really, really good right now, actually, I would say. I feel very, very good about this. Up a little bit more like that. Yeah, that gives a little bit more of that tilt, which is what I'm looking for. I want it to be a little bit more tilted back. Just have to be willing. Just take more time, I guess. Like, usually I'm not this careful. Usually I'm not this careful, I would say. Seem to be willing to make those micro adjustment parts of it. Then keep some of the flare there. Give it a little bit more texture like that. I need to go finer. Never gone down to 1 pixel like this. This is new for me. I've never done this line before. Not for digital. not quite... It's not quite symmetrical. That's fine. That can be, I think, resolved. Enough. But enough elbow grease. And you know what? I don't want it to be perfectly symmetrical necessarily. I just want it to be a little bit more symmetrical. That's why for stuff like this, actually, rulers and stuff are important. I should be using rulers more. Now what we're going to do, I'm actually going to go in. Like, I'm going to reintroduce this line. Really pay attention. How that works. Because the reason why is this top half really only works if I take it as a plane. It needs to be a plane. And there needs to be perpendicular. Down to that. Why you always start on a new layer. Why you always start on a new. Make mistakes, it's easier to fix when you're on a new layer. Actually, this I'm going to try. Actually, no. Let's use this. Use the colors you have. Really wanted to like that. Nope, that's good. That's good. It's funny is that looks good. This looks really solid right now. I like how this is coming out now. Trying some different things, which is helping quite a bit actually. Actually. Like there. Almost. 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 Perfect. Perfect. Oh my god. It is a pain, though. When you're put in situations like that, it's like, oh my god. Yeah, something like that. Want to do just very reintroduce that line. Don't need to complete it. It's just there to give like the sense of an edge. Which what I'm adding is like just the sense of an edge. Well, this is good. This is really good. This is a really, really good sign. This means that next time I will probably definitely have this done, and then I'll share the video. I'll share the video when this is finished. And then it'll go live the next day. It'll be available on YouTube for everybody to see, but I'll do a live viewing. If people want to see the live viewing of the video that this is for a thumbnail. This is for a thumbnail, the video that I made. That will be releasing next week, it sounds like. It sounds like it'll be next week. That's really exciting, actually. Based on like this progress, based on this progress, it'll be next week, which is super rad. Here, be an error. I see the error I made. Like that. Sometimes you just gotta be willing to be a little bit more steady. Gotta be a little bit more steady-handed, which is something that I do struggle with sometimes. Is that steady-handedness? Just add a little bit at a time. Add a little bit at a time. So the fine parts. These the fine parts. I gotta add a little bit at a time. Up, up, that thick. That's a fun detail. I like that. That's the kind of stuff that I actually really like to do when I can get into it. I did a this is maybe the best I like I did this same suit, the same outfit last time. This one came out even better in my opinion. This one came out even better. Like absolutely, without a doubt. We're gonna do. We're gonna select multiple, merge these together. Hopefully, They are now those colors, right? So now if I want to make changes, all I gotta do... Yeah. Lighter, like that. It right though. It's just make it white. Lightest hint of... Yeah. Just want to add a little bit. Just want to add a little bit of the... That. Do the super fine, right? Want to just... Actually, we'll go that, and we'll go just slightly darker. Because I want to just... I want there to be, like, some detail. Just trying to decide how best to do that. I want there to be... Oh, I know what to do. How it's, like, a little bit darker like that, right? Gotta get really in there. Sure. Closed up, and here's what I'm gonna do. Oops. Gotta make sure that it stops there. See if I need to do something. I don't know if I'll have to do it to this extent, but I will just in case. It's got to do this. Right? We do that. Then I'm going to hide this real fast. Close this off. Ooh. Yeah, I like that. That'll give me something to like play with here. Because again, it'll be playing with a lot of negative space too. I'm trying to play a little bit more with my negative space and get a little bit more variety in there, so that way you have like more stuff and it isn't just a bunch of noise. Trying to necessarily, oops, not trying to necessarily drown everything out in there. Just trying to give a little bit more depth, a little bit more something to. Oh shit! Layer. Oh beans! I'm on the wrong layer. Oh turds. Oh nuts! Nuts and butts and stuff. And that's something I'm trying to like be a little bit more cognizant of, a little bit better about trying and doing. Is just trying to use like colors and shapes and stuff to like actually like give a lot of that like space, right? Like space and shape and all of that, and not just rely on only lines or only painting. Or actually like really trying to like get to a point that I'm like, okay, I'm using all of the bits. I am using all of the bits that I can. Eh, art, in my opinion, 'cause very weird shit. Really understand how it works even then. Just a weird color thing. Kind of struggled with this on the other version too. Just going to. This part might be a little bit fudged. I'm gonna get as close to good as I can with it. There. Something like that, right? Like, that seems about right. I think Actually, yeah, no, it's just, yeah, it is actually just solid. It might, does it even have a bend? I can't, it doesn't look like it does. Solid bit. One solid plate. I think it wouldn't be, but it is just one solid plate. I'm curious. Is that closer to, hold on, that might be closer to center than I expected. Try also distorting you a little bit. Just a little. Is that better? Is that worse? I can't tell. I don't like it. I don't like it distorted like that. I think it does need to stay like this. I do think it does need to stay like this. There's something about it looks better to me. Just kind of get in there, slide out. Take a chunk out of it, like that. That does look really. This looks really, really good, though. I'm very, very happy with how this is looking so far. Maybe let's see. Something like that, maybe. I also need to hold on. This is gonna bug me too much. This needs to be on a different layer. Close. Oops. Well, that's fine. Honestly, that doesn't look bad either. Very, very happy how this is coming out. Big thing that I've learned when it comes to a lot of digital art is digital art, especially because of the degree of manipulation that you actually have in the medium, you really can do like a lot more with it. You do not have to just you can do a lot more with it. You actually can. Um, I didn't realize that for a long time. I think I was really fixated on trying to really push the medium in a way that just didn't really work, especially for my style. Like it just didn't work as well. And when you're working in vectors like this, if you're working in vector medium, get a really nice crisp look. Want to go? I find that it works best if you're going for a nice, very crisp look. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. I gotta go. All right, we gotta wrap it up. And, hey, that's pretty good progress. I'd say that's pretty good progress. I'll definitely have the thumbnail done next time. Woo! All right, I gotta go. I gotta go. Hey, this is really good. This is a really good stopping point, honestly. Like I got pretty good pretty far. Let me add this real fast. I would never rush. I would never rush. I wouldn't rush the next part. Wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Why is that a 10? Get my signage. Let me get my signage. Do my thing. And always, whenever you're working in media, whatever you're doing, if you're drawing, if you're whatever you are doing, always be willing to try different things as far as like different mediums. Because I can tell you, I used to have awful, like the worst handwriting ever. And I would say that practicing handwriting helped my drawing. It helped my art. It absolutely did. And the reason why I would say that is because a lot of handwriting really benefits from very careful, or drawing benefits from the same kind of things that good handwriting benefits from, genuinely. There you go. All right. All right. This will be done probably next time. I have actually that's the fun thing is I'm going to have two things to show. I'll have the sketch to show, which honestly this looks cool. Hey, this looks kind of dope actually. Something. This could be something. We'll see. Like I could see this. Ooh, I might have to make that interesting. Might have to or at least like a really light gold. I like parts of that though. I like the way that parts of that work. That might be what I do is I like do this and then I'm gonna use that brush. I'm gonna use like this brush. I'm gonna use the brush that I was using earlier to add texture. I might do texturing that way. We'll see because I think that would look really good actually. We'll see. It could go either way. I could try a couple of different things here, and that actually looks really. But for now, I have something good here. I don't know what that layer is for. But I did finish the sketch. I finished the sketch, and I can share the sketch, and I can share current progress. But actually, kind of on top of each other. That's inspiring. That's inspiring. We might try something with that. Actually, well, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I'm late. I'm late now, so I gotta start wrapping up now. So before we go, I'm gonna do one more thing. We're gonna make a prompt, and we're gonna make a prompt together, and then I'm gonna draw it really fast. It'll only take a minute. So if you want to participate, all you gotta do is type in chat. Whatever chat says, I'll use as a reference, and then I'll make an image, and then I'll share the image before we rate out. So, um, eating John Helldiver. Want to add to that? I'll give you like 30 seconds, though. I really do. I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. I'm the top. I'm a little behind. I'm a little behind. I'm a little butt. I'm a little butt. I'm a little butt. All right. Meeting John Helldiver for his portrait. Meeting John Helldiver for his portrait. All right. If you guys want to see me draw that, stick around to the very end. I also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid after every stream, so that way the vampires in our chat can keep watching, or so the daywalkers in our chat can keep watching. Because everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows, because it is almost dinner time for daywalkers. And thank you so much for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by, chatting, and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go back and rewatching VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this, and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord. We post when we go live in any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to. And just generally, you come hang out with the rest of the community there. It's a good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, shout out to our community there and everyone who follows on the Discord. You guys are a wonderful audience and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so we find more of the good stuff we do here. And if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help us out. It's just super rad that you guys have been willing to do that. And I'm just glad that we're doing things that you guys want to talk about. So go tell people about the stream. Go tell your friends about the stream. I won't do that. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you, so we thank you. If you wish to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple other benefits you can get, you could subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon page or the coffee here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. Oh, no, that's just the end of the song. It was like, and thank you, Drew Mods, for doing a wonderful job of holding back the robot army and becoming famous. Thank you, everybody, for just coming and hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed me drawing that. I enjoyed drawing that. It was a lot of fun to draw. It was this one came out. This one coming out good. This one's coming out pretty good. I'm excited to see where it ends up, and I will hopefully have it done next week. I think I made really, really good progress this week. So yeah, hell yeah. Get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Check out the rest of our friends in Goblin Entertainment. Still spelled it wrong somewhere. That link tree has links to everyone's channels and everything they've done and they've been up to, and the rest of my stuff here, which is everything that I post to. So go check everybody out in Goblin Entertainment and stick around. We'll go pop over to Hesper. Everybody stick around for that. I'll have to pop out. She's playing Pokemon. She's playing Pokemon. She's a good gal. So everybody go say hi to her. She had an update to her bottle and everything. She's just a rad person. So stick around for that. I'm going to draw the picture first real fast, and then we'll raid out, because I have to do it this way. So I can't do it the other way, because I can't hide it very well. If I do it the other way, I've already made plenty of mistakes trying to do it that way. So we're going to do it this way. So give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me an actual minute. What's funny is I benefit from not picking up my thing as much as possible. So that way I can focus. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, it's him. It's John Helldiver. He's here. I did it. I did it. He's ready. All right. Thank you for joining, everybody. Go say hi to Hesper. Have a good evening. Take it easy, and remember, John Helldiver knows where you live. John Helldiver knows where you live. I don't. I don't have any idea where you're at. John Helldivers knows where you live. Man, that was some good progress. I'm gonna have to busy. I'm gonna be a busy bee. Suck. I have to go. I'm late for dinner.